Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, Ford, Vanderbilt. These are all names you're probably familiar with, not just because of the wealth they created while they were living, but because of their ability to pass it on from one generation to the next. You see, their names will never be forgotten because their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on will continue to benefit from their wealth with almost no chance of it ever going away because it continues to grow. So, how did they do it? Trusts. That's right. By properly creating a series of trusts, they were able to virtually eliminate taxes and protect their assets, while being able to build, live, and leave a legacy, all at the same time. This is exactly why MWR has created our Trust My Assets program. Before now, trusts, the knowledge of how they work, and their benefits have typically been limited to just the wealthy elite. Why? Because most experts charge tens of thousands of dollars to structure them properly, eliminating the masses. Most wealthy families only pass this information on to other family members, and the average consumer typically doesn't have access to the experts needed to structure them properly. However, thanks to MWR, you now have access to all the trusts you'll need, experienced experts to structure them properly, and you'll now be able to enjoy the benefits at a price you can afford. In the words of Nelson Rockefeller, your goal should be to own nothing but control everything. Trust My Assets gives you the ability to do just that, providing the maximum amount of protection for your assets against creditor collections, lawsuits, judgments, liens, and a whole lot more. What you don't own can never be taken from you. And with Trust My Assets, your trusts will now own your assets, but you still have total control over all of them. But that's not all. Taxes are our biggest expense as Americans, and believe it or not, our tax system in the US is completely voluntary. However, once you complete that first W-4 for your first job, you volunteered to participate, and the only way out is through trusts. This is a key benefit of being in business with MWR. Think about it. W-2 employees pay the highest taxes of 28 to 37%. We help them become business owners to reduce that tax liability down to 18 to 22%. We then help them become investors to reduce the tax on that income down to 10 to 15%. And last but not least, we help them establish trusts so they can shift their tax liability to their trust at a rate of 0 to 5%. Imagine making $100,000 per year, and instead of giving $20,000 to $30,000 or more to the IRS, you are able to only have to pay $5,000 or less. What would you do with that extra money year after year? These are just a few of the many ways Trust My Assets can benefit you and your family. However, one of the most important benefits is your ability to pass your legacy on from one generation to the next, without ever having to worry about your family dealing with probate or taxes on the assets you leave behind. If your ultimate goal in life is to leave an inheritance to your children's children, then Trust My Assets gives you everything you need to make it happen. With that said, here are a few qualifications you'll want to meet to get the most out of Trust My Assets before scheduling a consultation with one of our experts. 1. You must have a minimum of $20,000 in assets or an annual business income of $70,000 or more. And 2, you will need to have a minimum of $2,500 available to begin setting up your first of the 3 trusts you'll need to complete the process. Now, if you meet these requirements and you have reviewed the videos on this page, you will then need to complete the questionnaire provided, and you can now schedule your consultation.